So you may ask yourself, well, should I be watching this series of courses? Well, that depends. The folks that are going to get the most out of this particular course are going to be those that are security officers within their company, possibly also auditors, and this could be both internal auditors or external auditors, security professionals, and this would include consultants, site administrators, as well as just standard administrators, and also anybody or anyone that might be worried about how secure their environment is. I could actually make an argument for home users to be interested in this course. So how do you maintain your certification? You go off, let's say you go off and get your certification. There are actually some things that you have to do to maintain it. First of all, it's all about the points. EC Council came up with what they refer to as the EC Council Continuing Education Credits. Now, these credits are basically points that are given to you based off of activities to show that you're keeping up with the industry. Some of those activities can include attending different conferences. In fact, EC Council puts on 2 different conferences, or they sponsor them, one of them being Takedown, and the other one being the Hacker Halted Conference. You can also get credits for attending Black Hat or any other security-related conference. If you write any type of research papers concerning security, maybe some of your experiences, or maybe you've come up with a new way of looking at a particular vulnerability, can count as an ECE credit. Training. If you do any type of teaching or training, whether it's internal, or I actually do several community training sessions, and I'm able to gain points for doing those particular free sessions. I volunteer my time. Also, reading related subject materials. Now, just don't make things up. And that matter of fact, that applies to everything here. Don't say, well, yeah, I wrote a research paper, because when you go to fill out the form to apply for these credits, they'll ask for evidence. In some cases, you have to fax over the materials that you read or give them links to the research papers that you created. You sometimes have to provide the certificate for the training maybe that you attended, if you attended training, or a receipt showing that you went to one of those conferences. Exams. As I mentioned before, CEH is not the end of your quest. We can go on to other certifications, but if you need to renew your certification in CEH, which if you keep up on your points, you shouldn't have to. If by chance you miss out on getting enough points, you'll have to take the exam again to make sure that you're up to date. But if you continue on with a forensics expert or a LPT, those exams will also count towards your ECE credits. Webinars. Attending webinars, again, you're going to have to provide some type of evidence that you attended these webinars, but if they're security related, keep track of those things, and you'll need to submit those. So how do you submit them? Well, first of all, you have to, these points are cumulative every year or in a yearly fashion or yearly time frame, and it starts from January 1st till December 31st. And during that time frame, you should be tracking all of your activities that would meet these guidelines. And then you'll have until February 1st of the next year to record all your ECE credits. And I would recommend not waiting till January 25th to get going. You want to get these out as soon as possible, maybe even as you attend, and you'll have access to do this. I'll show you here in just a second where you go to apply for these points. But EC Council has to verify. They don't just take it for granted that, hey, yeah, you said you did this. This is one of the few companies that I've seen that actually goes through and does a lot of verification. So make sure that you get those recorded by February 1st. As far as how do you record your ECE credits? Well, it's very easy. Once you get your certification, you'll receive an invitation to the Aspen website, which is basically a website, used to be called Delta, for certified ethical hackers or anybody that has a EC Council certification. And from there, there's a link that you will go through and click on and submit your ECE credits. Now, if you have any questions about some of your credits, you can always contact EC Council. They're very friendly about answering, does this particular situation apply? Or would it be one that would get me some credits? They'll be more than happy to help you out with that. At the time of this recording, there was the rumor going around that starting in 2015, they may actually start charging an annual fee as well. But you'll want to check with EC Council to see if that actually took place.